Nathan Baliva.
Thanks, Dustin. Welcome out to Dozer Park. Thanks for spending your Saturday night with us here as we get ready for post-game fireworks, a pitch-in for charity. We'll get to all that in just a couple of minutes. Joining me here today on our pregame show is our Pekin Insurance player of the game from yesterday, Bryan Dobzanski, our starting pitcher. 6 innings, no runs allowed. You sit here the next day. How do you evaluate your start from last night?
I just mentally prepared the day before here in the dugout. Just keep a little notebook. Take notes on the hitters. What are the tendencies? They swinging early. They swinging that junk in the dirt. So it all starts the day before. Just have a strong mental attitude towards it, and then just execute your pitches and you stick with your game plan. And it all worked out.
You and Kisner seem to be on a pretty good page yesterday. There were very few, if any, shake-offs that you could see from upstairs anyway. You guys seem to be in a nice rhythm, and how did that work out with your game plan last night with Andrew?
Right before the game, he came up to me. He said, "How do you want to attack these guys?" I pulled out that notebook, and we went over it. He had, he agreed on pretty much everything, so we were on the same page, and it ended up working out.
For a starting pitcher, when you go 6 and the game ends up going 12, or the night before when it went 15, what are kind of your responsibilities after you come out of the game? And then you can obviously get back into the dugout and cheer on the teammates the rest of the way. But what happens when you come out of a game there in the 6th and you kind of assume, all right, we're going to go 9, but last night that wasn't the case?
Just like 2 nights ago, last night, we ended up going extras. And your job during the game is obviously to keep it a close game. And I feel like I did my best to do that. Swag said, "Hey, you're going to go deep today," because our bullpen was kind of short from the other game. But after that, just did my thing, came out and cheered the team on. Ended up tying it up. But you can't look down. And today we're going to come out with intensity again. So.
What was your day like today? So you pitched yesterday. We've got a 6-man rotation, so you're down for 5. I know you'll have a side there in the middle of that stretch. But what did you do today?
Today, just ran some poles. That's, never fun. But did the poles, go inside, do reset, take a nice easy day out on the field. Some people like to, not throw the next day, just let their arm rest. But I feel like, if I take a day off, the next day doesn't feel right. You always want to keep your arm moving, so, your brain, tells your body. So it's just, always stay in a routine. So that's mine.
You got an interesting background. You don't get a lot of baseball players who were state champions in wrestling. Usually if it's a 2-sport, it's basketball and baseball or football and baseball, but you're a wrestling and baseball guy. How tough was that decision for you coming out of high school? You had opportunities to do both, I know, and had a lot of success wrestling as well.
It's the way I looked at it was baseball was always my first love, as a kid, but I was a great wrestler. Some people told me I should have stuck with that, but I looked in the long run, and it's really after college wrestling, it's Olympics, and I didn't think that was something I was going to be able to do. So I looked at the the financial standpoint, and I stuck with baseball, and so far it's working out well.
We had that state champion team down here in our last homestand from Washington. Were you kind of eyeing up some of those guys?
I looked at the scoreboard a little bit. It's cool to see because wrestling's a small community, so not a lot of people know about it. So. Just seeing them, enjoy that sport, it was cool to see.
You're one of the guys from a northern state, so the weather we've had until the last couple of days has got to be something you felt pretty familiar with. How did you help some of the guys that are from some of the warmer states that maybe aren't used to pitching in 38 or 44-degree weather and all this rain?
Yeah, I tell everybody it's a mindset. A lot of people are from California, Florida, and I tell people, I'm like, hey, this is an advantage for me. The hitters don't want to go up there and swing in the cold and stuff like that. So I really use it to my advantage. I'm comfortable during, pitching during those types of games. So, just try to give me the ball, during those games. But I tell them like I said, on the bench, it's just don't think you're cold, just go out there and play. Because, what are you going to do? Not play? You have to play. So you might as well suck it up and just play.
So that kind of worked out to your advantage then. We went from 85 degrees 2 nights ago to 51 at first pitch last night. The wind was howling in, and you had to feel right at home with that.
Yeah, like I said, I'm used to that from Jersey. I think opening day there was snow on the ground and I was pitching, so I'm used to games like that. So it doesn't really bother me.
You guys had a lot of success last year in state college with a lot of this team. Now you're into full season. What's been the biggest difference in a full season league than what you guys went through last year in state college or the year before in Johnson City with all the success you had?
Like you said, this team was a lot of last year's team, and last year we were so successful, and we have really good talent on this team. It's just I think the chemistry, you know, we just have to put it together a little more. Some days we hit, some days we don't pitch, and it's just, you know, it's just opposites. So it'll come together for sure. You know, like I said, there's a lot of young talent on this team, and we'll make it happen.
When you guys get some of these new guys in, how do you you mix them in? You got a few guys who I know you saw in spring training, stuff like that, but we've had a few roster moves lately. Do you guys have any, like, a fun tradition or anything to kind of mix guys into the team?
Yeah, like you said, we know them from spring training, and we're all big family pretty much. So everyone that's welcome, you know, it's right off the go. We got a lot of, you know, funny guys on the team, so it's just welcome them in, you know, having fun, good laughs and stuff. So it's never like, you know, we don't put somebody, you know, to the side. Everybody just welcome here. So it's good seeing them coming in.
I know you guys like to have a lot of fun on the bus. You guys are kind of loud back there sometimes too, playing some games, having fun. Who's the ringleader and all that?
I would have to say it's mostly Kilchowski probably. It was Spencer Trainer too, but he was back to extend it. So McCarville. They're pretty much the main guys making the noise.
Yeah, you know that your roommate's loud. You could hear him with whatever kind of funny voice that he thinks that he has.
Yeah, I don't know. It's something new with him all the time. You know, I try to calm him down, but he's a great guy. So it's funny, you know, just living with him and, you know, roommates on the road, and, you know, you know, he'll have a bad day, and he really doesn't show it. You know, he'll still crack jokes and everything. So that's what I like to see, because, you know, I'm a pretty, like, mellow guy. Like, you know, I could give up a bunch of runs, and, you know, I'm cool with it, or I could have a great game, and you would never be able to tell the difference. And I think that's something, like, I just learned to carry myself with. So I think that's a big part of the game.
Well, great job last night, and I know you'll be cheering along in there. Let's go 9 tonight. Is that okay? We went 15 then 12. How about 8.5? Does that sound good?
You know, we're hoping for that, honestly. So I said, hey, if we're going into extras, you know, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do it myself, you know, because it's a lot of baseball, but we'll do it. All
right, thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
All right, Bryan Dobzanski, our Pekin Insurance Beyond the Expected Player of the Game from yesterday, as the Chiefs went 12 innings here against Beloit. Series is even one apiece. Make sure you go up to the Pete Vanaken statue, buy tennis balls. We've got our Humana Pitch In for Charity tennis ball toss, raising money tonight for the Children's Home Association of Illinois. And we've got post-game fireworks coming up as well. You will see the Chiefs wearing military-themed jerseys tonight. They're going to wear those again on the 4th of July. They'll be auctioned off on the 4th of July. Money goes to the Gold Star Family's honor flight when those are auctioned off on the 4th. So if you like these military jerseys they're wearing tonight, get tickets, come back and join us on the 4th, where you can bid on those jerseys. Big thanks to Xfinity as well for the baseball card set of our military heroes, who we're going to meet here in just a minute. Sit back, relax, have some fun. Thanks for spending your Saturday with us here at Dozer Park.